Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of Keeping It Straight. I'm Shannon Harris, along with my good buddy Cole Huggins. What's going on, Cole?
Oh, not much. We just got done having our opening night of the season at Western Kentucky Speedway last night. Been doing a little bit of catching back up on sleep this morning. We got done at a decent time. I think we got our last feature, took the checker flag at 9:03, but you know, just because the race is over doesn't mean the work's done. Had to get employees paid and all that fun stuff. So it was about, I think about 1 o'clock by the time I got home and in bed. So still a
Well,
long.
the good thing about that, at least you got the fans out of there at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
You weren't racing at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, it definitely. We was kind of bummed the car count wasn't quite what we was expecting. 52 cars and 5 classes is still pretty good, but yeah, that was definitely.
You say car counts. I think they were a little bit low across the board. I mean, I was checking some other tracks, and 55 to 60 seemed to be the spot that everybody was at. I know Cooter had like I think 70 something, but they had like 8 or 9 classes.
Right.
So, when you average it out, it's probably the same. I just think a lot of people were opening up last night. You got a lot of big races coming up, and I think I wouldn't think that 50 would be that. I mean, bad compared to everybody else. Now, if you was at 50 and everybody else was at 90 and 100,
Right.
then maybe so. But everybody was on par with you, and I'm talking about some pretty, well-known tracks were, right there with what you were at.
Yeah, that's true. I'm all. The promoter and track owners are always the worst critics of their own facility and program. So I'm definitely not immune to that. I'm really bad about that as far as always wanting to do better, but it's still a good night. Like I said, features were done at 9 o'clock. Nobody was, no complaints from any drivers that, besides some few little silly things that just nitpicking, but surface was awesome. There wasn't no holes. Dust was very minimal, and I haven't heard any complaints as far as the on track product. So it was, in that aspect, it was definitely a good night, and ready to see if we can carry that into the remainder of the season.
Well, the biggest thing is that you went over those fans and those drivers that came in last night, and from the sound of it with the racing service, just from other comments that I've seen, other than from the track, y'all did that. I mean, just what I've seen in comments, the track was in excellent condition.
Yeah.
So,
and the racing was, like I said, racing was some top to bottom was some of the best racing I think I've ever seen there. If you don't feel like you got your money's worth last night, then I don't know what to tell you. It may not be the sport for you. Our Rusty Bolts, first half the race, the leader had a little bit of a lead, but second through seventh, you could throw a blanket on, and they would swap positions, 2 and 3 wide slide jobs, and it was a excellent race. Our 4 cylinders, the 2 or 3 lead cars there were running side by side and swapping spots, and it was you definitely got your money's worth, that's for sure.
good deal. How'd your debut of your factory stock? I know that you only had like 4 or 5
I had
cars, but I
4,
mean, that's
yeah.
a class that's got to build on.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an overnight project, I guess you would say. But yeah, it's cars we had. They put on a good show, and we got. I know there was 2 or 3 that were planning on coming, and it's just starting. Starting in March is not what we normally do. We usually like to start in middle of April or even May. So like I said, middle of March, a lot of people don't have their cars ready, and there's 2 or 3 that had messaged me saying they was wanting to come and they just ran out of time.
I
So
got you.
yeah, I was happy with it overall.
Good deal. So night 1, a big success.
Yes, then we didn't lose money, didn't tear any cars up, and like I said, we had a few drivers a little irritated, but you'll have that with some of these people.
Yeah, that's typical stuff. I wouldn't
Yeah.
sweat that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Jackson Moore. He picked up his first feature win at Magnolia Motor Speedway. Had a great race with Logan Bright. There's a video out there if you want to watch it. It's pretty good. But shout out to Jackson Moore picking up his first win. We had Keenan Vandergriff, TNR, getting ready for the big race this weekend.
Yeah.
What's that, 2 in a row for him?
2, yep. Carrying some
Get him a little
good
bit of
momentum
grocery
in
money before this weekend. Yeah.
That's right.
We had Brian Foreman at Jackson pick up a win. You know, good deal there for sure. And then Seymour Calvin Martin won down at Deep South. So a good weekend, I think, for Cooter Street Stocks for sure.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of good racing on all these tracks, you know, decent car counts. And, you know, this coming weekend is the first weekend of a stretch of, what do we say, 5 or 6 weeks with big shows coming up. So,
Well, I just told my wife yesterday, and she about shit herself. But starting this Saturday, 12 weekends in a row for me.
I'd hate to see what my schedule looks like.
Now, some of those weekends, it's just, leave the house at noon and drive up to Wyandotte and then come back that night. But Saturdays for 12 weekends in a row, I will be gone.
Yeah, it's definitely busy, especially when you got Wyandotte, Pike County, the Mississippi Street Stock Series. So it's a lot more than people think.
Yeah, but I love it, man.
No, it's no other better job in the world.
For sure. Well, we got a guest coming up, Mr. Cooter Harris from TNR to talk about. Yeah, we got Chance Smith coming up for Needmore Speedway. But good program, a good show scheduled out for tonight. I'm real interested to hear Cooter. I've never met the guy before, but after seeing that interview from Gateway, he seems like a pretty fun guy.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times the past several months. Since I started up the Tuckessee Street Stock Series. I want to say he was the first track I talked to besides the the two I got up here with Paducah and Windy Hollow, and once I told him what I was wanting to do, he was all in, and I'm really looking forward to that one this weekend. All right, guys, we'd like to welcome Cooter Harris to the show today. Promoter there down at Tennessee National Raceway. Cooter, we got the 7th annual Icebreaker coming up this weekend. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you got going on? We got a bunch of classes this weekend.
Yeah, man, we do. That's one of the reasons that we run. This year we decided to do Friday and Saturday night practice and qualify on Friday. Practice from 5 to 8, and then we'll start qualifying at 8 o'clock. And everybody will do that except for many late models and the Tri-State Open Wheel. They'll do their qualifying and racing all on Saturday. But yeah, man, we run a bunch of classes. Kind of gets everybody in there, and this has been going on for a while. This Icebreaker race. So.
Hey, Cooter, I got a question for you about TNR itself. So It was shut down for what, about a year, 2 years?
So in 2020, when COVID hit, it shut down for about a year and a half. We raced a few more times, but about a year and a half. And then I took it over in February 23. I actually leased it in February of 2023, or might have been late January.
What type of challenges did you run into opening it back up after it had been shut down, for those 2 years?
Oh, man. You got your things that hadn't been running, it's not been used, so they've just been sitting, just like lights and stuff. That was some light bulbs that were shot. Had to get our local power company out and get some new light bulbs put in. Wiring, we had some wiring issues with the transponder system. We just got all that fixed, and just water trucks been sitting. They hadn't been ran. Getting all that stuff fired up, ready to go. We spent most of the weekend this weekend working on the water truck. So, it's always something that, getting everything back going. So I worked at the track for years prior, so I pretty much knew everything. what all went into the getting the track ready and stuff with Chris and Bear. They've actually been with him for years too. So just getting everything fired back up and using it was the main thing.
Right.
Yeah, I can attest to that on just all the troubles and issues you had. We had a lot of that this weekend. All of our push trucks we thought was ready to go and get going Saturday night, they're all dead or out of gas, and just a lot goes into it.
And this weekend I got to give a big shout out to my dad for that. He working on that push or the water truck. I'm sorry, and the water truck. So the fan clutch actually has been welded previously. We didn't know that, and so we had to get it out and re-weld it so the fan doesn't bust through the radiator, because you can't find nothing for that. It's a Ford 9000. You ain't gonna find a fan clutch anywhere. So there was no getting a new one. So if we wanted to run Saturday night, we had to have a water truck. So we took the fan clutch out and we went over to have it welded, and just to get the race in. We got it welded up, man, and it just came together. But Dad and Chris and several others, Bear, they if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to race. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much it takes to run a racetrack and how much prep work it takes before you actually get to the racetrack on the race weekend.
oh yeah, and then they don't. There's little things they don't think about too. Like today, we just got back from picking up trash. On Saturday night we had a race last night, so we just got back from picking up trash this morning. So after we went to church, and then that's a good time to have 4 kids right there, buddy.
Yeah.
I got 4 youngins. Hey, and they'll go out there and they'll pick up trash all day for $10. So that's a good time to have them right there.
I hear that. That's my youngest one. He loves going out there during the week, and I'll just chase him around, let him pick everything up, and
Yeah.
it's definitely racing's definitely a family affair.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My whole family that works out there. My wife, she runs a concession stand. My mom, she basically takes care of all the money and keeps everybody with change. My dad, he's out in the infield with me, works on all the equipment. My kids work in the concession stand. My oldest is a runner. So it's definitely a full family function, every weekend that we run. So.
Well, Cooter, I've seen the interview you had. I think it was at the Gateway Nationals where you were pretty excited about the racing that's going on there. So when you're not promoting and you're a racing fan, what class do you pull for? What class do you like to watch?
I've always been an open wheel guy, man. I love the open wheels ever since I was a little boy. I've been going to Tennessee National Raceway. It was actually, I can't remember the name of it then. I think it was Hormone Speedway. And I've been going out there since '92. And the open wheels have always been my favorite class. I love the supers too, but they've always been my favorite class. And I love having them guys. Like Tyler Wood last night, he put on a show at the track last 2 weekends, actually, at our track. And, there's some stiff competition around here with the open wheel guys. But they're my favorite car, I'd have to say.
Do y'all run a UMP modified type, or is it the modified sportsman?
It's modified sportsman.
Okay.
Yeah, we're actually Cruiser sanctioned modified sportsman.
And then y'all also Cruiser sanction for the street stock?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we run Cruiser sanction for street stock, modified sportsman, and late model sportsman 602.
Okay.
So tell us, this week in the Icebreaker, what can fans expect to see? I know we're expecting a ton of cars. I think a record car count potentially.
Yeah, I would say, man. I tell you what, the talk is about the new series, man. I know you already, Cole, you got the new series coming to us, man. I got a lot of drivers in the street stock talking about that, man. They're excited about it. That, and you're well known in the street stock world, both of y'all are, and a lot of those drivers, they they're excited to run that new series. And you know, that's one thing about the street stock guys. If you put them in a good series, you know they're gonna chase it. They're gonna follow it. And I think there's a lot of expectations, high expectations for your series. Um, but yeah, the icebreaker. I think we're probably gonna have a lot of open wheels and a lot of street stocks. Um, I don't think anybody around us is running that weekend or this weekend either. So it's going to be probably a record car count, I'd say.
Yeah, I know I'm really excited. Obviously, I'm excited for the street stock portion. I think our top 5 from last night is going to be down there. Jacob Rexon, I talked to him. I think this is his first year back in the street stock from the mods up in Illinois. He's coming down. I think who else? Brian Markham's coming. Saw Tyler Wood, Hunter Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good turnout. And
I'm sure we'll see Keenan there with the streak that he's got going on at TNR right now.
Oh man, and there's the thing, Tyler Wood. So Tyler Wood's got. I'm pretty sure they're running a crate motor in a B33. It's Tim Bennett's car, but he's qualified on the pole the last 2 weekends in street stock. And we just had 1,000 win specials for them back to back. And the car count last night was really low. It surprised me, but anyway, Tyler qualified both nights on the pole, and Keenan ended up getting him on the outside both nights. You know that's a little bit different for TNR. It's been a lockdown bottom track for a long time. You know, we had the best late model race I've seen there in a long time. And you know, Eric Hickerson come from ninth. He had a bad qualifying session. Something happened to the car, and he was driving another guy's car. And he had something happened in qualifying, so he had to come all the way from ninth. And he was banging the outside, man, just riding it out, and come all the way from ninth in 20 laps, and made a last lap pass at the line. I'm talking beat him by half a foot. Um, and it was just the best the best late model race, limited late model race I've seen in a long time there at TNR. And then Tyler Wood won the on the outside in open wheel. Then we had a mini stock race, and anyway, the top is just it's not usually there in years past, but that new clay we put on it, Smith Constructors, they brought us some new clay, and man, I'm telling you, Chris worked that thing up, and it's you can figure that top out. That's the fastest line on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, when you work your tail off all week prepping the track, that's got to really make you feel good that, you know, you got good racing like that, 2-groove racing, you know, drivers can pick high or low and try to race instead of, you know, everybody getting down to the bottom and try to, you know, rut around down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I, you know, it's not good for the fans to watch a follow the leader type deal. You know, I feel like a lot of the times in your late model divisions, whoever starts in the front is going to finish in the front a lot of the times. And, you know, that wasn't the case last night. You know, Donald Johns was another one. He was hanging it out up top following Eric, and I think he moved up 4 or 5 spots. But that top line is really coming in. It's going to be interesting to see this weekend what drivers actually try it, the outside groove. And, you know, that's even in the street stocks. Last year, that outside groove, when they can make it work, was where it was at. They just, if they can get the entry down, that's where it's going to be separate them. That low line's always good, but they're keeping that momentum up so hard going around the corner on the top that's the fastest line on the racetrack right now.
Well, do you you got any goals for 2024 that you set for yourself with TNR?
Man, just grow it. You know, it's been an up and down track, I guess, since 2001. I guess when it closed the first time, and then you know, Chris Hickerson actually did good with it, and then it closed down again. 2013, Bill Hibbett's bought it. He still owns the track. Me and Bill are really close, good buddies. Talk to him every day, and he just saw the opportunity there for me to come in and do something with it, and actually worked a deal out with me that was comfortable for me, because it's a risk. Open it up after it's been closed for 2 years, and so he got in there and let me take a chance with it, and we worked a deal out, and I leased it, and it's been really good. I mean, we're just trying to grow it, and keep it going. In 2024, I hope to bring some big races out for the fans. And this weekend is going to be one of them. It's one of them they don't want to miss. It's going to be a heck of a show.
Do you find it tough with the other local tracks around there? Do y'all work together good? Like, I know where we're at, Why Not and the MAG works together real good. I mean, we stay off each other every week.
Yeah.
Do you have tracks around you that do the same?
Yeah, so we actually been in contact with all the tracks around us. Jason Walker over at Thunderhill. We talk. We've actually raced on opposite weekends. Camden, Clay Hill. Me and Clay Hill raced. They raced last night in USCS, and then I raced last night. But we're about 2 hours apart, so we really don't affect each other a whole lot. But yeah, we try to. I think, like I explained to all of them, I was the new guy coming in. I said, there's no reason we can't communicate with each other. Like, if I'm running a big race that night for one class, maybe y'all don't run them. And same for me. If y'all are running a big class, hey, I won't run them. That way you get all the cars, The basic communication like that is what helps all tracks, keep the gates open.
Well, I got a question for you about your name, Cooter.
Yeah.
Is that a nickname? Of course, is that a nickname?
Yeah.
How did you get that nickname?
Man, out one night with old buddies, and something happened with the car, and I was in the back seat with I ain't gonna say, but I had some overalls on, man. This is back in 2004, 2003, and I had some overalls on. I was earlier than that, actually, but I had some overalls on. Something happened with the car, and I got out of the car, and I said, watch out, I'll fix it. And old boy said, you're drunker than Cooter Brown. Ain't no way you're going to fix it. Well, I fixed the car, and it stuck.
Yeah, because when I was young, my dad always had this saying, and the saying was, wouldn't some Cooter be good? So, Cooter to me has a different meaning than Cooter Brown.
Yeah, it does. But that nickname, it just kind of stuck, man. Yeah, I've had it, and all my buddies. If you ask people in Hornwall and surrounding counties, they say my real name. They're like, who's that? Don't even know. But my mom is funny. She'll say, I'm Cooter's mom. And she said, well, if I told them I was Cody's mom, they wouldn't know who I was talking about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cole, you got anything else?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. I apologize. I'm not doing very good tonight, guys. Been a long night and a long day. So,
how many you think we're gonna have at the icebreaker with the Ware and Providence Tuckessee Street Stock Series, guys?
I'm hoping that we'll get 30, 35 mark.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a few that we could have gained. If it weren't for Needmore, I know that's 7 hours difference, but I think that, there might have been 2 or 3 we could have picked up there. But yeah, I've talked to a lot of guys up here that's planning on going down, and I know there'll be several from down your way. So I think 30, 35. I'd love to get that 40 mark.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it'd be nice, man.
It's going to be some good racing for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and this is the event that you kind of hear the goal is to grow it as big as maybe the Ice Bowl one day, And, Adam Stewart, man, you got to give a hats off to Adam Stewart and the guys down there at Talladega Short Track. That's a great race, and hopefully one day we can grow it to something like that. Um, we were going to run the supers this year, but with Clarksville, they had to cancel their big toilet bowl race, and um, that was an issue. They had no date to reschedule it, and they rescheduled it on the icebreaker. And I actually told the guys, there's no way we can run against the toilet bowl and Clarksville Speedway. They may be closing down. I'm not for sure, but if this is the last time they can run it, then we want all of our super guys. I actually got 4 or 5 phone calls saying, "Hey man, did you see that? We're not going to be able to run now because we can't miss out on a chance to win, $10,000." And I was like, "No, man, I under 100%." And I just thought about it, and I want every driver to be able to go up there and race for the 10,000 win both nights. So we actually took the supers off the schedule, but we plan on putting them back on next year, and having some big races for them as well. I'd love to get like the Luke Soil guys down one weekend, or something, and maybe the World of Outlaws, a big series. Hunt the Front series though, that's another series, man, that's coming on with them super late models.
And I don't know if the Hunt the Front deal, I don't know if their sanctioning fees are as high as the other two. So yeah, Hunt the Front is, I work at Why Not Motorsports Park.
Yeah.
And we had the World of Outlaws come in before. I don't think we've had Lucas since I've been, but I know the World of Outlaws. And it's just, man, it is a lot to tackle for a track like us, But now Hunt the Front, perfect scenario with them.
Yeah, I think they got I think they would have a very attractive, driver base. They got a lot of national caliber drivers.
Yeah.
I think that, that would be the way to go personally. And I've been debating, and we've been talking about trying to possibly get them up here in the future.
And Scott Bloomquist announced that he's running it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the biggest names. You got him, and Tanner English is another big name that he's running it. And I seen Brandon Overton. I think he's running a lot of their races. So there's a lot of competition. Not just them, but the local competition too. That's chasing it. And I think it's Josh Putnam, the defending champ. He didn't live far from us at all. He ran with us last year at the Southern All-Star race. But they're paying, I think, $50,000 to win the national. They're the points. So a lot of guys are going to be chasing that for right now. I don't know who the points leader is, but it's going to be. I think Ashton Winger is actually chasing it as well. I know he had a bad wreck down at Talladega, but I think he's chasing it too.
And Chris Ferguson.
Yeah, Chris Ferguson. Another one.
I don't think he's signed up yet, but you let him go to All-Tech and have a good finish before they start that Carolina sweep, because they got like 3 or 4 races in Carolina.
Yeah.
And if he does good at All-Tech and then does well at those Carolina tracks, it'd be hard for him to pull away from that, especially since they don't race every weekend.
Right.
So I think this weekend starts Ray Cook's Spring Nationals start this weekend too, don't they?
Haven't they already run a couple down in Florida though? Didn't they? Isn't his the Spring Nationals?
I think they got 2 or 3 different series.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what has.
Maybe I'm getting confused with another one.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with.
It is. It's hard to keep up.
But there's just so many, and that's the hard thing, is trying to run a huge race like that. You do the numbers and you're like, hey, 20,000 to win. Well, that's going to cost me $60,000, just for that. And it's like, well, if they're having a race over here that night too, I can't really put a $20,000 race on. You know what I mean? I just the track can't carry that. So, we're in the 5,000 range with the supers, and we may up that to 10,000. But if you can get a good weekend with a series like that, like Hunt the Front, I think it would pay out. In my opinion. But with us, we have to run a lot of the smaller classes, too, and I try to run them every race. But with something like that, I mean, I would only want to run 2 to 3 other classes. So
Yeah, it'd definitely be
Cooter, have you ever been to Why Not Motorsports Park?
I never have. Never have.
We have got to get you down there for the
Hey,
Southern Street Stock Nationals.
I plan on being there at Street Stock Nationals. I actually, I had a race that weekend. The second tri-state race. They're coming to the track twice this year, and I actually moved it to the next weekend just so it wouldn't be on Street Stock National, so I could be down there.
good.
Well,
So
you
I
get a hold
plan on
you get a hold
coming.
of me. Yeah, you get a hold of me before you come down, and we'll get you in. And man, I'm telling you, I'm a little biased toward it because it's an event that I've worked on, since it started. But man, Cole can attest to this. It is something else to watch that many cars for just 2 classes,
Yeah.
and then the 3 wide start on the street stock.
Oh yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah, you almost need a map of the place the first time you're there to
Yeah.
get around the facility. I got lost a few times just trying to find certain people and get to the track. So it's definitely.
You got any special talents?
Man,
Can you
I've been in
whistle,
the
sing, play guitar? It don't matter.
I've been in the flag stand the last 2 weeks. I think I'm getting pretty talented in the flag stand, to be honest. They can wave that flag pretty good.
Well, you could do some double twirling or something because there's supposed to be a Frisky Motorsports talent contest that's paying like $7,000, I think, total purse. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sponsoring a little bit of that. So yeah, me and her.
Too.
Yeah, me and her. Abby, she's always got something going on. It's good for the drivers, and that's gonna be fun, So I'll be down there for that. I may have to practice. I may have to come up with something and practice it up and get ready for it.
For sure.
Oh, me.
Yeah, man. But I'm excited about this weekend.
Yeah, I hope y'all fill the stands and the pits are just completely packed.
Yeah, it'd be awesome,
Yeah,
hopefully we will. Shoot, yeah.
Well, Cole, you got anything else?
I think I should, but like I said, it's been a rough. I haven't been quite as prepared as I needed to be.
He's in promoter mode, not podcast mode. But
Yeah.
Cooter, we appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks for taking time to come on, keeping it straight. And man, again, good luck this weekend. Hope everything turns out well. You got good weather, and like I said, the grandstands are packed and the pits are overflowing, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, and I appreciate what you guys do, man. Keep this podcast going. I love it, man. Like I said, y'all, we do the lives on Wednesdays. We're gonna be with Kel Finley this weekend at his shop, or this week, Wednesday night at his shop. So keep it going. Anything we can do to keep racing going and keep it alive, man,
Absolutely.
I'm all for it.
Yes, for sure.
Well, Cooter, we appreciate you coming on, and I'll definitely be seeing you Friday afternoon sometime.
All right, brother. See y'all.
All right, we'll see you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we want to thank Cooter Harris for coming on and talking with us about the upcoming icebreaker this weekend. I want to send a special thanks to Cooter for it's going to be our opening round for the Ware Trucking and Providence Paving Tuckessee Street Stock Series. I'm obviously really excited about that. And like we talked about, we got several drivers from up my way planning on coming down and supporting the series, and several from, Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, West Tennessee planning on running it. So definitely.
Cole, didn't you tell me maybe some people from like Indiana or Illinois coming down?
We got a couple. I think Megan Irwin, a few months ago, I haven't talked to her recently, but indicated that she was planning on running the series. Jacob Racin, I know, is going to be at the first 5, I believe. The plan is to run the whole series, but he said if the points isn't working out, they may drop off, but that's the plan. I'd like to see Braden Keller come down. I think they're interested in it, but I haven't talked to him in a little while. So it's a lot of people.
Sounds like to me this week you need to send out some invites.
Yeah, I've sent several out. I think I've messaged 40, 50 drivers to get them to come out. So the money's definitely there. I think we only have 2 races paying under $2,000 to win. 10th in points is $500. You've got perfect attendance. Probably going to be around 700, total to finish the top 10. So, like I said, a lot of good money up for grabs, and really hoping for some good turnouts, starting this weekend.
So it's 2250. Did y'all have a sponsor come out that put another 250 on top, or was it always 2250?
No, it's based off of 2,000 to win purse. That was what the original payout was, and I believe it was Kenneth Faulkner with TW Lawn Care added 250 on top, bumped it up to 250 or 2250 to win, and then quick times. I think it's going to be $300 to the fastest qualifier Friday night. Ham's Lawn Care put up 100. He's put Joe Ham's, a great supporter of ours over the past several years. He's doing $100 to quick time at all series events, and then Keenan Vandergriff with Vandergriff Trucking put up another 100. And I believe, I want to say Tara Woodard and with Adel and Strong put another 100 up as well. So $300 to fast time, and yeah, it's going to be some good racing.
Do you have a hard charger award?
No, I don't have a hard charger award yet. I'm open to it if anybody wants to sponsor something for that, but no, I do not have a hard charger award at the moment.
I'm sure we can find somebody.
Oh yeah.
Come on, guys. Somebody out there. $100, $50.
Yeah,
it always helps out with these guys to have a little extra bonus money in there.
Absolutely.
But I'll say this, man. Cooter Harris was a fun interview.
Yeah, it was. I knew once he said that he, would be interested coming on, that was going to be a good one. He did not disappoint.
Yeah, for real. And speaking of interviews, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with Chance Smith from Needmore Speedway and Crate Racing USA.
Yes, sir. It's another one we're really looking forward to, and can't wait to see what Chance has to say.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We now have joining us Mr. Chance Smith from Needmore Speedway. He's a track owner there, plus he's a Crate Racing USA official. How you doing tonight, Chance?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good. So, Chance, I know this track owner thing is kind of new to you. What's it like being a track owner and being part of Needmore Speedway?
Crazy. Very time-consuming, stressful. Makes you rethink life. I mean, what else? What else you want me to? No, it's actually, while it is for sure all those things, I'm not lying. It is also probably one of the coolest and most fun things I ever thought I could, I'd ever be a part of. Never thought that where I'm at now in life, I'd have, be able to do this. I figured, maybe long way down the road when I was 80 and Jesus was knocking on the door coming back that I might get the chance to, but never right now. So it's a blessing for sure.
You mean you just don't give out a date and open the gates and just hope everybody starts herding through? You mean there's prep to do all week to get ready?
Very, very little. Don't get me wrong. No, man, it's freaking. I wish people understood how much work it goes into, and for the ones of us that are on the inside and have been around and done all this, it is. I would like for a lot of people to step in our shoes for a day.
Yep, for sure. Has it been difficult juggling, being a track owner at Needmore, still being an official at Crate Racing USA, juggling those two jobs and those responsibilities?
Yes and no. I kind of have, Crate Racing USA is my full-time deal, so that's they're both my top priorities, but that's how I have to pay my bills. Is my full-time deal at Crate Racing USA. So I've got that, and I have to revolve my Needmore schedule around our series stuff and whatever we have planned there. Last year, with rescheduling stuff, I run into one or two conflicts, but we resolve those. And this year, it's There's zero conflict, so it makes me really busy. But I'm going just about every weekend. But I signed up for that, and I gotta put food on the table for me and my wife. So that's what I got to do.
I hear you. What does I know Adam Stewart's had a big part in your racing career, being a track owner, being part. What does he mean to you as far as helping you get going and helping you do all this?
Words can't describe what Adam Stewart is to me. Everybody gives Adam a lot of crap. Before he ever got Talladega, they give him crap because of things that the way Crate Racing USA was done. And then he got Talladega, and everybody give him crap about the racetrack. That man there is one of the, if not the hardest working man in the business that I know of. He never says no, and if there's his motto is no means maybe. So that there's nothing he don't want to tackle, and anything I've kind of, for some reason, as much of a genius as he is, I feel like I want to be like him, and there's nobody that could ever be like him. But he's there's two people in my life that's got me to where I'm at as far as in this business. First, that's my Lord and Savior. I wouldn't be where I'm at without him, and then as far as physical human being, it would be Adam Stewart. I can't, and for him to take a chance on letting somebody like me help him with the series stuff and all that, and then progressively move and do more and more and more, and then to agree to let me step out when the chance arose and do this racetrack, and then help me go above and beyond on helping me with the racetrack as well. Outside of a boss, he's one of my closest friends. I won't tell him that because he'll get a bigger head. But no, he's a special guy for sure.
Yeah, Adam means a lot to me too. I mean, he supports everything I do 100%. A lot of people, like you said, want to give Adam crap and stuff like that, but to me, he is 100% one of the good ones that we have in racing.
His deal is I'm just like him, but he's a little older than me. Even though you would look at him, you wouldn't tell he's as old as he is. I'm only being 26, fixing to be 27 next month. It was just a few years ago that I was in the bleachers, just traveling around working on race cars. I raced myself, was just a broke guy, didn't have nothing, still don't have nothing, but. Adam, the good thing about Adam is he's relatable. People don't realize he's just the average guy that he worked his way up. He worked in a concession stand forever. He worked a ticket booth. He worked in a flag stand. He's done anything and everything that there is at a racetrack, and has been blessed enough to get to where he's at. And he is the most relatable person to the lower end person in the sport that there is. So he probably the most respectful for sure.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you talked about, you used to be a racer. You raced in the past, I guess. One of the things I was going to ask, what is your racing experience or involvement with the sport before, purchasing Needmore and Cruisa and all that?
Well, as a kid, of course, my grandfather. Well, he wasn't really my grandfather, but he might as well have been. I called him my grandfather anyway. But he built engines here in Tifton. He was an engine builder for everybody. He raced, very successful, very well known racer around here, especially on the asphalt side of things. And then, when I was a kid, my stepfather at that time, he was racing, and then when I was 11, 2 weeks before my 12th birthday, I started racing. I run a mini stock, wasn't nothing special, and of course wasn't no good, and like everybody else, took time and got somewhere and raced raced dirt and asphalt. Was pretty decent on asphalt. And started dating my wife, or what's now my wife, early in high school, and I got some health issues too, and slowed down racing a lot. Couldn't afford it, and found that it was better not to race. And I went on the road, and a good friend of mine, basically my brother that runs Street Stocks, Cameron Metz down here. Stayed at the shop with him all the time, and me and him went on the road racing. And between him and, well, I used to be one that just hopped around and helped everybody. That's what I was known for. But went on the road helping him, and I helped Stephen Roberts and Tyler Erb with their super stuff for a long time. Still do. When I have a rare off weekend, you'll see me. Some people see me off at Eldor or something, and I'll be up there working with them. But I mean, that's kind of just where I went from there. And then in 2017, I was one of them people that dogged the promoters and hated the guy that was running this place then. Me and him did not get along, and he called me up one day, rightfully so. I was a young kid that was arrogant and freaking acted like I knew something and didn't know a freaking thing. And he called me up one day, and he pretty much said, "You need to come step in my shoes," and I did. And me and him ended up becoming really good friends. And at the end of 2017, he hired me to help promote with him. And then he left, and Mandy and Kelly Walker took over, who's the previous owners. And I worked with them for a long time and helped Adam on the side for years. Even back in the Mike Vaughn days, I helped with Great Racing. And then a few years ago, Adam called and we talked, and I said something about a full time, and he needed some help, and it just done a lot of praying, and ended up taking a full time deal there. I left the racetrack, and then towards the end of 22, towards the end of 22, I got a call and had a chance to come back home and work a little bit, or come home and get this place. And me and my wife was fixing to get married, and talked to her and ended up getting this thing. So that's where we're at now.
Good deal. Where's Needmore located? Is it close to Moultrie?
It's in Norman Park, about 10 miles from Moultrie.
Yeah, that's where I was actually born, was in Moultrie. All my family's from around the Moultrie area, Berlin.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So let's talk about this weekend. Got a big race coming up at Needmore. Looks like a lot of money being put out, just from what I'm seeing on the flyer there.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Southern Heritage Classic? Yeah,
it's this deal here. I'm probably crazy for doing it. Let me phrase. There's no probably. I am crazy. I've been playing and thinking about this thing for 5 or 6 years, man. And I was like, this thing will never happen. I just played around. I was like, this would be epic if it ever did. And then 2 years ago, I talked to a couple of racetracks, and it was all like, "Nah, this is stupid. Nah, we're not gonna do it." And ended up, now that I got the racetrack, I felt like it was it went away, and then God put it in my mind again, and I went and revisited it, and it snowballed into being here this weekend. It's a big deal. It's like $140-something thousand total purse, and it's a big freaking weekend.
Man, I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of guts to do what you're doing, man. That's some big money there for sure.
Yes, sir.
I know one of the headline races is the Crate Racing USA late models. Y'all paying $10,000 win, but the street stocks, y'all paying $5,000 a win. I know there's a lot of guys coming your way.
I sure hope so. Yeah, man. That was when I done this thing my mindset was I wanted there to be 6 big classes. I wanted to do massive payouts for the lower style divisions, not supers, and give them like a somewhat of a crown jewel event at the beginning of the year. Try to make it as cheap as possible on them, and give back a little bit to the people that I was once them. So just try to give back to what I was blessed to do, and one of the main classes, I'm a street stock guy. I love my late models, but I'm a freaking street stock guy.
So am I.
Same here.
So, but yeah, so like we'll open our crate racing deal, our tour. We're opening it with 10,000 here, and then I'm running UMP modifieds. The Modified Mafia tour is opening for 5,000. We're opening our new Crate Racing USA 602 series for 4,000. I'm running limited late models for 5, and then of course street stocks. Them guys there, when any kind of payday, it doesn't matter what they run for. They're going to be one of, if not the best shows of the night. As a matter of fact, I had a regular show in September, and Cameron Metz and Andrew Stone for $700 ran door to door, side by side, sliding each other for 20 straight laps and never touched, like they was racing for $1 million, and it come down to the line. And that's kind of another reason why you have to do bigger money for stuff like that, because if they race like that for 700, God knows what they're going to do for that. So of course there'll be 5, and then everybody else's favorite too is the factory stock deal. So, and we're gonna run them for 4,000 to win too. So pretty big weekend.
You know, I know a lot of promoters don't like talking about it, but have your pre-entries been pretty good?
I actually closed this morning, and total, I don't remember specifics, but total number between all of them was 212. And man, I know of,
Oh, wow.
I don't even know how many more that I know is coming that didn't pre-enter, and I've found out 8 or 9 guys today that's coming in different classes that I didn't even know was coming. So it's going to be pretty epic.
So you're looking at possibly around 250 cars in the pits.
I'm expecting around that.
How is y'all's pits big enough to? I mean, y'all got a pretty big pit area.
Oh yeah, we got a rather large pit area. I feel like we got one of the nicest facilities you can around, and again, one of the larger pit areas. I know I could put at least that inside my gate, but I've got, if I have to run into it and I run out of room inside, right outside my pit gate, I've got probably 150 acres of flat field that I can use. So I'm ready if they are.
Good deal, man. Well, I hope y'all hit a home run with it, man. I love seeing tracks go out on a limb and put this kind of money up and hope that it's successful for them. Because for one, we want to see the race happen again next year.
Oh yeah.
You know, hopefully this become an annual event, and one of y'all, hopefully this be y'all street stock nationals like we have it. Why not?
Well, let me go ahead and shut that down, because there will never be a street stock nationals. It's just there'll never be another ice bowl. But there will dang sure never be another street stock national. But it'd be cool to be considered in that category for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all put a lot of work in that track, and just the stuff that I've seen, y'all deserve it, man. So hopefully everything will go well for y'all this weekend.
I appreciate that more.
Cole, you got anything else you want for Chance?
I should,
Well,
but yeah.
Well, Chance,
I'm
again,
still
we're
trying to recover from last night.
I hear you. They raced last night, so he's still in that mode.
But
we appreciate you coming on and talking about the Southern Heritage Classic. And again, man, good luck this weekend.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
And hopefully y'all hit a home run, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Great interview with Chance there. Again, big race coming up at Needmore Speedway, the Southern Heritage Classic. A lot of money being paid out. I think Chance says somewhere around $140,000 total purse. Whoo!
Yeah,
I'm glad I ain't at the pit gate sweating them bullets out.
he's got the bigger balls than I do.
Good God.
I like to
God
take
bless
chances
him.
every now and then, but that's hey, kudos to him for.
But didn't he say he had like 212 pre-entries between the 6
I
classes?
think so, yeah, and expecting
great
that to be
turnout.
up to 250
yeah.
potentially. So, yeah,
Oh,
really,
man.
really happy for him. I hope it's a home run.
And look, I don't care who it was. Factory stock, if they was posting a post, you would see Chance jump in there and throw the little flyer up. So, I mean, he's been pushing the heck out of it, man.
Yeah.
And I hope they hit a home run. I hope it's great for him, man. You always want to see tracks that take chances like this succeed and be able to continue it on the following years.
Yeah, because if he can pull that off, then who knows who that's going to inspire in the future to try to top it. Even do the same or try to do better. And at the end of the day,
Yeah, it seems like the racing world is kind of like a monkey see, monkey do kind of deal. So
hey,
I'm sure
if it works and puts more money in drivers' pockets, I think it's a win for everybody.
Exactly. Cole,
Chat.
how are we doing on that subscriber list? Is my hair safe, or are we? Oh boy, that ugly mug again.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, look, we're triple digits now, man.
Yeah, we picked up 11 subscribers, I think, since last week. Always good to gain, but we need to pick up 11 subscribers a day between now and Street Stock Nationals to
1,649 away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count my months and weeks because math just makes my head hurt. But I think I'm probably safe. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you think, Cole?
I don't think you need to go out and buy any clippers yet.
No.
I hate to say that.
Hell with clippers. I got a pair of dog shears in the back that we cut our dogs in. I'm just gonna bring that shit.
That's right.
But yeah, another great episode, Cole. 2 great guests, Cooter Harris and Chance Smith. Both tracks have big races this weekend. We normally don't like to see 2 big street stock races or 2 big events like that, but I think with the tracks being 7 hours apart, it really ain't gonna affect much.
No, I mean it might affect maybe 3 or 4 drivers that would have liked to hit both. Just never good to make to get a situation where drivers are split like that, but there's only so many weekends a year, and he's got several. Something else we didn't talk about, but is also something to think about is, what was it, 5 or 6 classes with 4,000 to win or better? Just the logistics of scheduling all of those on a weekend that would work was probably a bit of a nightmare.
It looks like, and it looks like both tracks are gonna have good weather.
Yeah.
I mean, just from what I've seen. But yes, it's something else. We do have a big event coming up this weekend at Why Not Motorsports Park. We will be racing this weekend. We got the Mississippi State Champion Challenge Series. The super late models coming in for a 3,000 win show. And we also have the Capital City Sprint cars coming in. They're a wingless sprint car. They're making their first appearance at Why Not. So excited. We're running 8 classes. People probably think, dang, last time you got done at 1 o'clock, we got rained out at 1 o'clock, didn't even get done. And now you want to take on 8 classes. Yeah, we're going to start a little bit early, 5 o'clock. So please try to get to the track a little bit early. Don't wait till 4:45 to get there, because we are going to start at 5 o'clock. And we're going to work with the format a little bit to help us speed things along. Hope to get everybody out at a good time.
Yeah, I think y'all got a lot. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, definitely sounds like you got a good show on tap this weekend. I don't know. Y'all get a lot of sprint car races down there? I'm assuming not.
We do one a year with the USCS. So I think it's Pete Walton that we do that one with. And then we normally have the Southern Outlaw Midgets come in a few times a year. But these guys reached out to us, and I'm going to tell you something, man. They're on it. They're bringing a sprint car to one of the local businesses on Saturday, set out in front of the place to to let people know what's going to be at Why Not Saturday night. So yeah, their enthusiasm and the way they're wanting to push their series is pretty good.
That's good. That's something you always like to hear or see is when a series comes in that they want the event to be as much of a success as you do. So that's awesome to hear.
Yep. But yeah, we're expecting a big night. Looks like the weather's going to be good for us too. So hopefully the stands be packed, pits will be packed, and we'll have another good show at Why Not Motorsports Park.
Good deal. Well, I definitely hope y'all have a good turnout, and hopefully everybody on the show this weekend will hit a home run and keep growing and doing bigger events next year.
Carl, I got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
So this weekend is the kickoff to the Tuckessee Street Stock Series, right?
Yes, sir.
And I know you're probably a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most nervous about on this event?
I'm sure this probably won't be well, maybe it won't surprise many of y'all, but just doing the drivers meeting is what I'm most nervous about, I guess. It shouldn't be a secret by now that I do not like talking in front of people. It's a wonder that you talked me into doing this. I guess it didn't take much talking, but yeah, so just standing up there in front of all those guys and just, yeah, the drivers meeting. Not looking forward to it.
Just what?
Just the drivers meeting. I'm not looking forward to it.
So you're not worried about tech. You're not worried about race directing. You're not worried about any of that. You're worried about giving a drivers meeting.
I'm not saying I'm not worried about any of that, but it's not nearly as bad as standing in front of 50, 60 people more.
Did you ever take speech in high school?
No. If we ever had to do like a presentation in front of the class, yeah, I didn't do it. I just take a 0.
Come on, man. Look, maybe you need to like Google what's some things you can do to get over your fear of giving a speech.
Well, I always heard, just pretend like everybody in the audience is, in their underwear, and I did that one time, and I didn't like
you
what I
started
saw.
laughing.
So, yeah, I didn't go that route again. So, yeah,
I think you'll do fine, man, and I hope y'all hit it. Man, I hope y'all have a great weekend. Car count's great, racing's great, which I think just hearing Cooter talk, the race has been real good at TNR. So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, every driver I've talked to, they can't say enough good things about TNR and the racing surface, and I'm looking for it to be a good show.
Yeah, and a good thing, the drivers start earning this weekend, right? The loyalty program.
Yes, sir.
So the Frisky Motorsports loyalty program. I mean, if you show up this weekend and your intentions are to race all the races on the schedule, perfect attendance.
Yeah.
You start earning money, payback money at the end of the year this weekend.
Yeah. That's really one of the things I'm most excited for the year is the loyalty program. I actually kind of stole that idea from I want to say the guy's name was Rob Williams with the SCDRA Northeast Series. I saw him do that a year or two ago, and I was like, that's something different and really, really good program if you can, if the drivers buy into it and support the series. $2,000 this year to split between all drivers with 100% attendance. So, hey, if we only get one or two drivers with perfect attendance, then they're going to take, $1,000, $2,000. And we always hope that there's more, but it's going to be.
What is your realistic goal for this year? For your first season, what is your realistic goal as far as drivers, having perfect attendance, or you give them one drop race, so getting all the races but one?
I'm thinking somewhere. I don't think it'll be much different than most any series. Usually you'll have, Lucas Oil. What do they got? Like 20 drivers committed to the series right now. But realistically, 8 to 12, somewhere around there, is what I'm expecting to have perfect attendance, or maybe miss one round. would love to have more, obviously. You know, I'd love to have 30 guys or drivers run the full series, but that's not, it's just
Well, I'll
not
give you an
realistic.
example. Yeah, I'll give you an example of the loyalty program with the Mississippi Street Stock Series last year. Everybody knows we have a drop race, right? So that kind of gives everybody an excuse to miss one race.
Right.
I would have split $2,000. If we had a loyalty program last year, I would have spreaded $2,000 amongst 4 drivers.
Yeah.
I only had 4 that attended every race. Even our points champion missed a race. So I had 4 guys. Now I had 10 that missed one race only. You know, which I think when you give them that drop race, that kind of gives them, I don't want to say an excuse, but it gives them a chance to, you know, schedule a family vacation, because there's not a lot of weekends during the summer.
No,
You know,
especially when you got, you know, what do you got, 11 races with your series, I believe.
right.
And then the tracks they want to run weekly at and hit the big races, there's just,
Well, there's other big races besides the series races. You know, I mean, if they wanted to come up to the Battle of the Bluegrass the first weekend of May, you know, they can maybe skip one of the races on the weekend of Pike County or whatever, you know, but it does give you, I didn't like counting my numbers last year off of just perfect attendance versus those who missed one race because they didn't know they had a drop race.
right.
Carl Kilgore, our second place guy, he missed the first race of the year. You know, that's all he missed, but he missed the first race.
Yeah.
Or not, I'm sorry, not the first race, the second. I think it was the second race that he missed.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it definitely makes it not as detrimental to the series. It doesn't kill your full season if you miss a race.
and I think with us having as few races as we do, I mean, we're not trying to kill these guys and have, you know, 15 to 20 races. It also, the few race deal, and I know we're rambling on here, but I think we need to get this across to some people too, though. It still gives them an opportunity to run at a track, their home track, and run for a points championship. Cody won the Mississippi Street Stock Series, and he won the Magnolia Points. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, this is keeping your, and then this is just a word of advice to you, keep that schedule as small as you can, which I know you will, because you're in the same boat I am. You work at a racetrack and you're running a series. So the schedule has to stay small.
Yeah. There's no way I could have added another weekend on my schedule. I could have, well, I guess I could have if it was at Western Kentucky. You know, I could run as many races there as I want, but I don't want it to water down a series. Ideally, I want every track to have about the same number of events. And then I've had several people ask, well, why don't you go here or this track or do a race here? You know, we'd love to do races at every track in the region, but like you said, there's only so many weekends and you don't want your schedule to get overinflated. So, you know, there's always tracks you want to do a race at and you just can't because there's not enough weekends.
Yep, you're right.
It's definitely
Cole,
a balancing act.
It is. Well, we've made it through episode 4. Again, folks, if you can, you know, we're trying to get to 1,649, not 16, or that's how many we got left. We're trying to get to 1,749, 50 subscribers before the Street Stock Nationals. If you can, please subscribe. A lot of y'all are clicking on the link, watching the video, and not subscribing. Get your YouTube account and subscribe, because in the future we will be doing live shows, and you know, for you to be able to chat with us or do whatever we're doing during the live show, you know, you have to have a YouTube account. So go ahead and sign up now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell so whenever something does pop up, you'll get notification. And give us a like and a comment. We can get many comments. Let's get some. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if we're screwing up. You know, let us know if you like the show. Just let us know a little bit about what you're watching.
Yeah, the more feedback we can get from you guys as far as, you know, subscribing, comments, likes, anything, it really helps us. You know, it helps us. I mean, it does help us push our sponsors. You know, we've talked to several of our sponsors that really like what we're doing, and the more that
we might have a sponsor coming up that's going to be a sponsor of the show for this year.
Really excited about
We're
that.
working. Yeah,
Make
they
that
reached out
announcement.
to us. Make
So,
that announcement maybe soon.
yeah. So, you know,
And if you want to sponsor a show and get your logo of your company or whatever scrolled across the ticker or whatever, you know,
right there.
just reach out to our page, Keeping It Straight on Facebook. This other company or other person reached out to us and they're interested in sponsoring the page. And like I said, we'll probably make that announcement on the next show. They'll be part of it. Just reach out to us. I mean, we'll appreciate any help we can get.
Absolutely.
All right, Cole, you got anything else?
I believe that pretty much covers us for this week. Hopefully
All right,
next
guys.
week we'll get the winner of the first round of the Tuckessee Street Stock Series on, and hopefully they'll be our guests next weekend, maybe.
My question is, can anybody beat Keenan Vandergriff at TNR? It don't look like it right now.
It's going to be interesting. I know one that will be tough to beat. I don't think they're going, but with the way Keenan's going, I would really like to see Clayton Miller going against him. I think Clayton won the 5,000 win Jason Maurer Memorial last year, so kind of
I
sucks.
think didn't Big Kenny have one of his cars there at TNR this weekend?
I think Logan Hickerson was in it. I think he'll be
Yeah.
in it this weekend as well. I think Oakley was going to be in one of the other ones, but he'll be at Clarksville chasing the 10,000 win late model shows.
Gotcha. All right, Cole. Well, that's it for episode 4. Again, guys, we appreciate everybody's support, and hopefully we'll see you next week.